What's up, everybody? It's me, Feather. Welcome to Get Feathered. It is time for a deep dive. We're going to talk about a situation or relationship that you're having some difficulties in, and we're going to see what's really going on, okay? Just remember, these are general. It may or may not resonate. Like it, share it, subscribe it, join the tribe, whatever. Click the live chat down below. Come say hello to me. We're going to talk about Libras today. How my Libras doing? Don't forget that I have an all Libra channel. Go check that out. Link is in the description. Tips and donations are appreciated. I thank you. And if you would like a private reading with me, I have availability. Links are in the description or pinned at the top of the chat. Let's go ahead and get into this. From a Libra's, let's find out what's really going on in the situation. You may have Libra in your chart somewhere. You may be a cross watcher. You're all welcome. You're all welcome. Okay. All right, so let's drop into the reading screen. It's podcast episode 305 for Libras. Let's see what's going on in the situation from a Libras. What's the situation? What's up? How y'all doing? I hope you're doing well. Let's have some fun here. Okay. Could be dealing with Leo, a Gemini. Okay, it is regarding a relationship. So you may be married to this person or in a relationship with this person, whatever a relationship is to you. Whatever you and another person decide you are, whatever your label is. Okay, that's up to you. So, wow. This looks like a very strong connection. Okay, so there are feelings involved here. It's a very strong connection. Some may say soulmate, some may say true love, some may whatever. But there is a major decision happening here in regards to this. So, do we let it go or do we hold on? Looks like a major decision is being made, and it's not just for my Libras, it's happening in all of my collective. So, do we hold on or do we let go? All right, help me hold on to what we have. I don't know. It's a country song, older country song. I don't even know who sings that. Is that Alabama? Anyway, Alabama, Alabama, Alabama. Aries, Leo, Sag, Gemini, Leo. So, okay, so there could have been a lot of arguments, disagreements. There could have been a betrayal. There could have been a lot of painful things happened in this connection. It's a very strong connection. Very intense connection. The lover's connection always is. But regardless of what the label, it's a very powerful connection, very strong connection. There are feelings involved, but apparently there has been an ending or a betrayal or something that happened here. And it looks like the majority of my Libras are leaning towards rekindling, to reaching out, communicating, or waiting for some sort of communication to repair or revitalize this. What's up, Jay? I can't see your whole name, so I'm just going to say Joe. Hey, Joe. Oh, Joe Catherine. I see it now. Hey, Joe Catherine. That's cute. How are you doing? So most of my Libras are waiting for communication from this person or considering reaching out. Why is that important? Like, hands down, most of my Libras would rekindle with this person. But the decision is being made on whether or not to let it go. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I see it. I see it. A lot of you are in the process of trying to move towards a new direction. Like, your energy is wanting to move towards new. Some of you may be wanting to move. Some of you may be wanting to relocate. Some of you may be wanting to move in a different direction because this isn't working. It's not working. Things aren't changing. I've got Scorpio, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo energy, Aries, Leo, Sag, Gemini, Leo now. It's I want to say it's a challenge, but it's not at the same time. So let me try and decipher what that means. So for some of you, you may be trying to move away, move out, relocate, and that might be a part that's challenging. Like, how do I move away from this, or how do I get away from this? So you may be building up money, taking a job, getting better financial footing for yourself, and that's taking some time. Others of you, you're trying to, it's almost like you're not stressed about this, but your energy is wanting to move. Like your energy is wanting to move in a new direction because this isn't working out. It's like things aren't changing, things didn't change, things didn't change. They weren't transforming, they weren't changing. So my Libras are telling me I have to move on. I have to move on. Although it's taking some time for my Libras to either prepare themselves or to, it's like slowly but surely I'm moving beyond this, because this could have been a very painful ending with this person. I mean, listen, we are humans, we have feelings, we go through things, and it is never easy when we have an ending in a relationship, when we have a painful ending in a relationship. It's never easy. And a lot of us, some of us takes months, some of us it takes years before we're really truly ready to move in a new direction. You know, it's hard to say goodbye to yesterday. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday, boys to men. But when we have that loyalty connected to that person, it's not an easy shift all the time to go from being with someone for, I don't know, years, months, years, to, oh, hey, somebody new, let me be loyal to them. It's not an easy shift for most people. Not really. Not most people. Some people can do it, not everybody. So this is a slow moving shift here where your energy is saying that you're ready for something new. Okay? And do I hold on? Or do I let go? Is it time to finally let go? Joe Catherine says, let it go. Singing like Elsa, the snow queen, the ice queen. Yeah? Let it go, let it go. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Okay. Slowly but surely, with resistance. There's been a lot of resistance to letting this one go. Because, I believe this was a very powerful, intense connection, a very sensual, sexual connection for some of you. And that's not all it was. Very spiritual, very soulful, very deeply felt, and very passionate as well. It's a soul tie, it's a soul bond, and it's not easy to let those go. Not at all. So, although you are looking great and you're telling me without a doubt if this person came back to make things right, to correct things, yes, I would be interested. However, your energy is saying it's time to let go. Okay? So we're going to see here, and it's disappointing. Man, it's disappointing. It's painful and disappointing. It's emotionally painful and dissatisfying, and withdrawing our love from somebody takes time. I do actually love seeing that you're taking your time and you're not just rushing into something else or hitting it and quitting it with everybody around you. You know what I'm saying? You are truly taking your time, working on building your finances, working on you, Building up your courage and your confidence, maybe working on your body and how you look and how you dress. You're working on your image and your confidence, which is sexy, which is awesome. It's very powerful. But there is a lot of resistance here in letting this one go, because it takes a lot. Because there apparently was a Queen of Cups here, which I'm going to assume your love for this person was very, 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 very much. You may have felt like this person didn't return your love. They may have, there's all kinds of scenarios that could have happened, but it's very draining and depleting when we don't feel cherished or loved or nurtured in return, when we have that for someone else. Or even if it did and it fell apart at some point, it's still it's still painful and dissatisfying emotionally. So there's still some emotional pain with resistance, because there's some of my Libras, and I've got Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Aries, Leo, Sag on this now. There may be some resistance because you may be angry. Listen, we're life in here. Tarot is life, you know. Tarot is real, and I am a true reader, and I'm going to tell you what I feel and what I see. And what I see is a real relationship where you had real deep, this was no fluke that you felt this way for this person. This was a very deep connection, deeply felt. And if you're any kind of intuitive or any kind of compassionate person or empathetic, you're going to feel this connection very deeply, very deeply. This person and you may not have wanted the same things, or it may have dissolved over time. We're not going back there. Right now, your energy is showing me that it may have defeated you, or depleted you, or depleted your confidence. Some of you are on the flip side of that, where you're angry or bitter, maybe still holding some resentments because you have to let this go. That sucks. And I'm laughing because I know how it feels when we have a strong connection, like a lover's connection, which could be a twin flame or a soulmate or a true love pair. If we feel that for somebody and they don't return that, oh man, it's brutal. It is brutal. And yes, we can get to the point where, like, you mother goose, you piece of shingle, you difficult. Oh, we get there to where we absolutely hate having to let something that we really want and desire and is deeply felt go. Hey, life, okay? Not everybody wants the same things we want, so I do love the fact and appreciate the fact that you are taking your time to get stable, to stabilize yourself before you move on. Although I can totally understand why you're telling me you would jump on this thing in a heartbeat. You would reconnect with this person in a matter of seconds. You know, they just reached out. Oh yeah, despite the challenges, despite the difficulties, despite the lack of effort, that's fact. I just wanted to let you know what I'm getting coming through Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. That is truth, that is fact. I'm getting Gemini and Leo over here, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Despite the difficulties, despite the challenges, despite the unhappy times and the lack of teamwork at times, you would manifest this again. You would at least like to talk to this person again. Facts. So despite, because you would at least like to communicate with this person. But I'm just kind of looking at that Ace of Wands. You're very attracted to this person still. You're still interested in this person. And I think for the majority of you, if this person was to reach out and want to make things right and correct things, you would listen. You would manifest this again. You would be on board for it. despite how difficult that they may be, or the challenges have been in this connection, or the moments of disharmony, or lack of reciprocity, or lack of teamwork. Yeah, you would at least communicate with them, and that's okay. Hey, we're humans. We're humaning, and we live in life. Okay, tell me about this connection, this person, and this connection. I got Sagittarius, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, Aries, Leo, Sag, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. This person feels the same way. The same way. They're angry about having to move on too. They have resentments and anger. They're frustrated about having to move on. Even if it's not anger or resentments, it may just be some frustrations and like, damn, I gotta move on. I gotta move on. I gotta move out. I gotta move away. I gotta move in a new direction. This person is feeling the exact same way. Is that funny or what? I can't go back. I gotta keep moving. There apparently was something really serious happened here with the 10 swords and the death card. I mean, it could, for some of you, and I love you, absolutely love you. My condolences. Some of you may have lost a loved one or a spouse, and you have to go in different directions. There's nothing else you can do but keep moving, right? Keep moving on. Others of you, it's not as serious as that, but it is the end. It was the end of a relationship that wasn't transforming or changing in some way. So it ended up coming to an end. But are you ready to let it go and move on? And they are feeling the same way about resentments or anger or whatever they may have, and having to move in a new direction too. So you're both moving in a new direction away from one another, because you're saying this didn't work out for the long term. You know, we couldn't live together. We couldn't bond and blend families. We may not have wanted the same things as far as a long-term relationship. Whatever it may be, or one came to an end. The other one is saying, I can't go back. We don't feel the same way. Whatever that means. So disconnecting from a soul bond like this would be really intense. Really intense. Really intense. All right. Give us some advice, Spirit, because this one's got me today. This one's got me. Okay. So some more healing has to happen. But you are doing it. You are doing your healing. You are listening to your inner being. You are listening to Source. You are being guided. I have Virgo, Aquarius strong. Man, y'all are getting me good with this one. Even though something that you truly, truly wanted and desired came to an end. Like the star that you've been wishing upon is faded, has faded, or has fallen from the sky. You're still thinking about that star, that person in your quiet time when you're by yourself. You still reflect on them and your past. That's not a bad thing in this situation. It's not a bad thing when you're actually going back and you're looking at it and you're thinking about it in a positive way. You may be angry that it had to come to an end, or frustrated that you're having to move on, but you're actually healing yourself by looking back and reminiscing and reflecting upon hopefully the good times, because that's actually what's healing. Because the more you think about the good things and appreciate the good things that happen in the connection, the other stuff doesn't matter. Not so much. because what you're doing is you're raising your vibration, which allows you to call in a beautiful relationship moving forward. So it looks like a lot of you are just in your hermit mode by yourself, reflecting upon this quietly, doing your healing, and hopefully the pain of all of it has faded. For most of you, I believe the pain of the disconnect has faded for the most part, and the healing reflection is either begun or that's the era that you're in. And it's actually very soothing to look back and appreciate and value what you've learned from a connection. Okay? Some of you may be teachers, you may be very wise, you may be tarot readers, spiritual gurus, that whole nine. But if you're not, that's okay too. But you're not defensive and guarded, or you're moving more towards that energy of the pain is moving out. The pain is gone or going away. So that's how you really know you've healed from a situation, is when you can look back and smile or laugh or reminisce or appreciate the things that you've learned. That's when you know you're really ready to move on. If you're still looking back and you're pissed off and you're angry, even though we could still be angry, like, damn, I really wanted that. Damn, I really wanted that. That's okay. This is more of a, when we think about that person, we cry, or we're really still heartbroken about it. Oh man, this got me today. So what's actually happening is you're healing your heart space and you're preparing yourself for another star. You are deliberately manifesting. For most of you, you know that you're manifesting something new. And what you experienced with this last one, with this very intense soul bond, is helping you to create a new connection. And it's going to be improved. It's going to be a better connection because you've learned a lot. You're finalizing that healing and doing your thing. Would you like for this person to return? Yeah. Let's see what that might look like. Let's see what that might look like. Well, it does look like a return. Shit. I can't make this up. At the bottom of the deck, I wanted to look at it before I showed you, because just in case. There's the return, there's the judgment, there's the lovers. So here they are returning, but there's the Queen of Pentacles, the lack of investment, the lack of love, or without apology. Okay? So there's, even if they were to return or show back up after ghosting or the ending of this, or avoiding you or the connection, I've got Pisces energy, Scorpio, Aries, Leo, Sag, Gemini. Everybody's out here. It doesn't look like, it looks like it would be a failed reunion, okay, of a lover's connection. So this is one of those times where I'm looking at something, and even though they would return, it looks like there may be a return in the future. It could be months from now, it could be years from now, I don't know. It looks like it would be a it looks like it would be a failed connection, but that's going to depend on a lot of factors. But it doesn't look like it would would go the way that you want it to, or that most people would want it to. And perhaps that's why you're both not happy that this that you have to go in different directions. Oh gosh, I love y'all. Keep moving forward. That's all we can do. One day at a time, one step at a time, right? You do have options coming in here. Love yourself first. Worth waiting for. Yeah, you're moving towards something new, and you're attracting that new star. You're putting the energy into that now as you're healing, as you're working on this and letting this go. Good job. Reconciliation for some of you, yes, they will be back. Keep an open mind. It may or may not work out. There is a lot of chemistry. I told you that. But you also have new love that you're attracting at the same time. And it's a soulmate. I told you. Wow. Sometimes things work out, sometimes they don't. Sometimes it takes years for us to learn and grow and then come back together. Sometimes even if we come back together, it doesn't work out, you know. Yikes. So, I'm going to say keep doing your healing. Keep moving forward as best you can each and every day. A disconnect from a very powerful soulmate like this can be very painful, but once you get beyond that pain and you start looking back and you start really reminiscing and reflecting and really appreciating the lessons that you've learned, that's when you start attracting the new love. That's when that new star starts to come into fruition, because you're actually letting down your guard, and you're letting down the resistance to attracting someone new, a new soulmate. I'm telling you, it's going to be a powerful one, because you're creating a new star, a new wish, a new dream come true kind of deal. That sounds woo-woo, but I think that most of you are going to understand what I'm saying to you. When we have something so powerful and intense like this and it's not returned, whether they didn't return the love or they didn't want our connection, that's their choice. But that does not mean that the universe is going to leave us stranded, okay? You just have to get beyond the pain of it and know that the universe has something even better for you out there, and that is on the way in. So you're getting there, one day at a time, one step at a time. And I love that you're actually beginning to release the pain and move towards the healing and attract in the newer energies, the newer things that you're wanting to manifest. I love that for you, because that's where we want to be, right? We don't want to get hung up so long on our journey in the pain of the past and the pain of the things that happened that we forget that there's even more beautiful things to come, right? Keep manifesting, keep moving forward, right? And for some of you, they will return, but when they return, they might be shocked that you're in another relationship, right? Or you get to decide whether or not you're interested in, you may turn it down for one reason or another. That's up to you. Hope it helped in some way, shape, or form. Until next time, like, share, subscribe, join the tribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Namaste.